Good morning, everyone. First item on the agenda.
There are two items to report on, items number 1 and 2. First was the financial from March 16th, resolution 17-038, that was authorized by the board. This was simply a supplemental appropriation for the auditor's real estate assessment fund for contract services, $100,000. So that was number 1. Number 2 was items that I approved on March 17th. There were 2 items. One for water resources, approved hiring Dana Cavallero to the position of laboratory supervisor. We're going through this, effective April 3rd, 2017, at a rate of $27.74 per hour with a 1-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon successful completion of required pre-employment conditions. Also on that date, I concurred, on behalf of this office, concurred with Troy Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on liquor license requested by Pirate Bailey LLC, DBA Mulligan's Pub, located at 13768 Main Market Road in Burton, CTRVX 693-9240.
Okay. Number 2. Morning.
Okay, financials today, we have a single revenue certification.
Thank you.
For technology fund.
Thank you.
We have travel requests for the building department, community development, and job and family services. We have 6 then and nows, 1 for each year, 2011 through 2016 for the coroner for unpaid autopsies conducted by the Geauga County Coroner's Office. We have a contract for $11,300 with Schwartz Land Surveying for water resources for the Geauga Township Sewer Project. Under the vouchers, we have a payment of $40,000 to InterSource Corp. For the auditor for the flyover geometry data integration with RealLink. A payment of $11,512 to Hirschberger Roofing for a roof on the salt storage barn for the engineer. And a payment of $19,658 to Elbor's Yard and Garden for deck mowers for water resources.
The then and nows, it seems like an unusual number of then and nows to me, so what's up with that?
It definitely was. What had happened is this Dr. Urbancic had found an invoice from 2015 in his office and had done some research and provided it to Chris Kennedy in the Sheriff's Office, who helps manage their fiscal stuff. She got in touch with Cuyahoga County and said, I don't see that we paid this to you. Do you have any record of us paying it? And the person on the other end said, no, by the way, I have about 20 other invoices that have not been paid from 2011. Cuyahoga County had not been providing any statements that showed that we still had outstanding invoices with them. So if they were sending an invoice and we had not paid it, there was nobody on their side following up to make sure that payment had been received.
So there's a statute of limitations on these, right? After a year, we don't pay them. Cuyahoga County, I mean, I'm thinking that we have a separate goal there. If they're not good enough to give us the invoice or to chase us down, then we gotta say the heck with it.
It's called the
right on.
ostrich effect.
Unfortunately.
So we were doing the up and up thing.
Right, we had found an
This
invoice
goes back
from
to
15.
corners,
This actually goes back to, again, 2011. There's, every year from 2011 through 2016, there's a handful of invoices. Most of it is from 15 and 16, but again, there were some all the way back to
So to be
2011.
clear, we were not receiving the invoices, or how?
Some of them we had received, some of them we, again, Dr. Urbancic had found in the office when he started clearing things out and, getting situated over there. So it's sort of both. We either did not receive them, or we had received them and they had not gotten
And
them.
because of the rate or the length of time, are we sure we didn't pay them?
We are certain we have not paid them.
And do we have a mechanism to ensure that this isn't gonna happen?
Yes, going forward, Chris is working very closely with this person in the coroner's office over in Cuyahoga County to verify the receipt of all invoices and payment of all invoices.
All right, thanks.
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Murray?
Yes.
Thank you,
Ian.
All right, correct? Morning.
Good morning,
How are you?
Good.
Good.
me a short presentation. I've got one for the record and one for each of the commissioners. Morning. Good morning. Commissioners, please. I'll go ahead and give a short review of the presentation. Okay. So I'm here this morning on the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act required regional and local plan. The office that I operate is a regional collaborative of 3 counties, Geauga, Geauga, Portage. We answer to the NOCCOG, which is a council of governments formed by those 3 counties. And our sole funding source is the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. Its predecessor was the Workforce Investment Act. We're more familiar with that. In the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, when it went into effect July 1, 2015, it had several provisions that it required, including the development of a 4-year regional plan, along with an accompanying local plan. The governor was given the authority to go ahead and set forth our region, and he did so a little over a year ago. That region is an 8-county region composed of Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake Lorraine, Medina, Portage, and Summit counties. In that 8-county area, there are 5 different workforce development areas. Although we have been meeting long before the governor put us into a region, we kind of anticipated that this would be a region in the future. It was basically about a year and a half ago put upon us incumbent to start developing this plan, which we did. If you refer to slide 3, there's a little information about that. As part of the regional planning, we hired a consultant in March of 2016. They engaged in labor market analysis. The region co-hosted a workforce summit with Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland June 1st of 2016 at Tri-Cities Corporate College, and we worked together across 8 counties and 5 workforce boards to develop this regional strategy. In addition to the regional strategy, there were some additional local planning things that were required of us, basically 10 things that we had to do inventory and describe to the state of how we would do things workforce-wise, and that's been prepared as well, too. We published our draft regional plan for comment February 27th of 2017. That was open for comment all the way until late on March 19th, which was this past Sunday. Comments closed officially March 20th. We just received, late yesterday afternoon, a spreadsheet with those few comments that were made. That is the other handout, this Excel spreadsheet that you have in front of you. These are the few comments that we received. There was only one comprehensive set of comments. It's also been provided to you as well, and it's provided by William Hannigan, the former Director of Workforce for Medina County, basically the individual that used to hold my job in Medina County. So we are in the process of reviewing and analyzing those comments, determining whether any of those comments we need to consider and adopt and amend our current regional plan. We are basically trying to get through that process over the next 2 weeks with a goal of then collecting the signatures, the required signatures to the plan, the required approvals to the plan, and submitting the plan to the state of Ohio sometime in mid-April next month. The governor's office, specifically the Office of Workforce, which is a sub-part of the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, gets to either approve, reject, or ask for some modifications to the plan. And I believe the governor's office has 90 days to do that process. The governor makes no comments within the 90-day period, then the plan is adopted as submitted. So on page or slide 5, you can see we had 3 overarching goals to address the workforce with the skills that are needed for business growth, to develop career pathways to prepare underskilled and low-income workers for family-sustaining wage jobs, and to develop a coordinated regional local workforce system. Now, when I say that we develop a coordinated system, one of the things you have to understand is This is not the creation of a new layer of bureaucracy or government. Each of the local workforce boards, including our region, retains our own autonomy. We do not surrender the power of the purse to any of the other counties. Basically, the litmus test in us working regionally together is to really just develop and identify ways that collectively working together we can better serve the workforce and employers within the Northeast Ohio region. On slide 6, both plans adhere to the structure required by federal law and state policy. You have to understand, in coming up with the regional plan and local plan, which I believe were submitted to all the commissioners, I don't know if you had a chance to review it. Commissioner Claypool, being represented on the NOC board, had exposure to earlier copies, but I believe he sent it to all the other commissioners several weeks ago. We had to follow basically a formula in coming up with the plan. There were 22 sections, things that we had to address, and then additionally in the local plan, 10 additional things that we had to kind of inventory and summarize. As far as approvals and signatures, the state only actually requires that the Workforce Development Board and the NOC board sign off on the same. However, in discussing this with the NOC board, they indicated that they wanted me to come and present to each board of commissioners and make sure that we've answered any of your questions, solicited your input, and we are certainly open to expanding the signature page. That if each board of commissioners wants to sign off on the plan as well too, we'd be happy to go ahead and incorporate your signatures. But at the same time, if you'd rather just defer and have the NOC board sign for the same, we are fine with that as well too. As far as just a couple quick things about the plan, workforce demand. One of the crux of the studies that was done by the consultants, their findings are reflected on slide 7. The demand for lower skilled jobs is declining in in-demand industries because employers are upskilling. The focus our consultants are suggesting to us need to be on middle skilled jobs, which involve some post-high school education. We're not talking about 4-year degrees. The report identified 30 opportunity occupations with middle skill and better wages. And then, as you can see from the graph that's in the lower right-hand corner, that is what is being projected as a middle skills gap. We actually, when it comes to high-skilled jobs, while they may not exactly match across all occupations, have more high-skilled workers than we do have high-skilled jobs, and more low-skilled workers than we do have low-skilled jobs, but we are certainly undersupplied with middle-skilled workers. Slide 8, some of the key industries: healthcare, nurses, medical and clinical lab technicians, medical assistants, highly in demand. We're already projecting at right now at this current time a 750 individual across the region shortage in registered nurses, and projected to grow. Manufacturing is not projected to grow, but it's still defined as a very key industry with 114,500 jobs regionally. Awareness of jobs is a big problem, and the middle skills, the growing of those middle skills in manufacturing is something that needs to be addressed. Specifically, of those middle skills, the biggest group is digital skills, which are spread out over 3 different types of categories. And 90% of all job postings require some form of these skills, with Excel, knowledge of Excel being the most frequent. 17% of all job postings requiring some type of knowledge of Excel. Workforce supply on slide 9. Employment for the region right now is low, except for young people, 11.5%, and people of color, 20.6% are their unemployment rates. And also, we have not recovered our labor force participation rate is historically low, still lower than what it was prior to the Great Recession that began in late 2000. We have not brought that labor force participation rate back above the mid-60s yet. And finally, we have a lot of low-skilled, low-income individuals with barriers, the top 4 being ex-offenders, individuals with disabilities, lack of transportation, and drugs. Slide 10 lists some actions needed. We need to expand the workforce, work with the workforce program and educators on these middle skill opportunities, raising skills in general, working with young people, increasing awareness and of access to good jobs and job training, incorporating what works as far as the job training and the skills programs we're operating. And we need to work to strengthen our demand-facing model, which just means working more with businesses to make sure we're addressing their needs. So, those are the results of the regional and local plan. I'll be happy to entertain any questions you have.
I don't have a question, but I have a couple of comments. I do sit on this board, as Greg had said. I have the highest regard for Greg. He's a phenomenal, a very smart individual. If there was one takeaway that you should take away from this is one of the most maddening boards that I sit on. It is a huge investment on our part, trying to get the small number of people, the 4%ers, off their dead butts to go out and get a job. If there was a program that I would recommend that Trump and Dave Joyce could shut down tomorrow, it would be a program like this, because it really is accomplishing little from my perspective. As I watch what we're doing, and the huge bureaucracy we've created around all this to try and accomplish what we're going to accomplish, this is wholly ineffective, this program. And so you see all of this working, the consultants we hire, and so on and so forth. And this program happens to frustrate the dickens out of me. I hear from businesses, they can't find enough people who want to work 8 hours, show up on time, and come to work drunk. And that's the biggest complaint. There's all kinds of jobs if you're willing to work. I hear a lot of folks say digital skills are what's most important. And yet, if I talk to Auburn, they can't keep welders. They can't keep their CNC operators. They can't keep all of these skills. So there's a disconnect in here somewhere. I'm not sure where that disconnect is. This is a mandated program. We're participating. We're on the board. We're going through the process. We're going to do what we're mandated to do by the federal government. But relative to programs that are wholly ineffective, I would point this out as one. And so it's just a general comment. It's something we've got to do because we're required to do it. But if we reach out to Dave Joyce and say, Dave, take a look at this. This is one of those programs I'd pull the plug on tomorrow. So with that said, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You know that I've said that in the meeting, so.
You have here. That's
So-
completely consistent with the positions you've taken. And I appreciate your viewpoint. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. On the agenda today, we have 3 projects, and I'd like to go through them one at a time because there are 3 different contractors. The first is recommendation of award to Chagrin Valley Paving for the asphalt resurfacing of Kirtland Road in the amount of $376,476.
The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board award bid to Chagrin Valley Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Kirtland Road, Cedar 17, sections A through C in Chardon Township, in the amount of $376,476.50. They recommend the lowest and best bid. The bid funds submitted shall be held to serve as the performance bond for the stop of
Make that motion. Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Lee?
The next one here is to award the contract to Roniak Paving for the asphalt resurfacing of Charlie Windsor Road in the amount of $697,847.
The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board award bid to Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Chardon Road, sections E through H in Township, in the amount of $697,847.20. As they recommend the lowest and best bid. Bid not submitted shall be held to serve as the performance bond for this contract.
Make that motion. Second.
Yes.
The next one here is for our annual pavement marking, polyester pavement marking project to Harold Mark in the amount of $147,000.
The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board award bid to Harold Mark Incorporated for the application of polyester pavement markings to various roads in Geauga County for the year 2017 in the amount of $147,000. They recommend the lowest and best bid. Bid not submitted shall be held to serve as a performance bond for this project.
Make that motion. Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the next item on here is just to amend a previous motion to add 2 gentlemen from the office to our list of users.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the application for authorization to permit use of county credit cards to include Thomas Ross and Robert Weigel on the Geauga credit union visa in an amount not to exceed $1,000 per month.
Is there a motion?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Clickahan?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
A couple different things on the agenda today. The first is the revised job title and description for one of my employees, Brenda Geauga. Her previous title was Home Healthcare Specialist Fiscal. We're looking to change that to Financial and Eligibility Specialist. As we've been kind of revising the format of our social services department, we're trying to streamline different job duties to different employees. So what we're doing is taking Bernadette out of the process of assessing clients for our different social service programs, putting that in the hands of the social workers, and we are trying to send a lot of the taxes, Medicare eligibility, maybe assistance with food stamps, Social Security to Bernadette's directions, and especially as fiscal. So we just wanted to keep the job description and the title to reflect such. There's no change in pay grade, there's no change in hourly wage.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the revised job title and description for the position of health care specialist fiscal number 1021 to financial and eligibility specialist number 1021 to be effective March 21st, 2017. The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the revised organizational chart to reflect the new title of financial and eligibility specialist number 1021 to be effective March 21st, 2017.
Is there a motion? Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Clickahan?
Next, speaking of pay grades, I worked with Laura LaChapelle a little bit. I have some supervisors and coordinators of different departments who actually qualify to be overtime exempt. So what we were looking to do is just shift them from an hourly employee to overtime exempt status. What that allows us to do in our department is afford us a greater latitude of flex time within their schedules. Right now, as an hourly employee, we have to be very cognizant of the week and make sure that they don't exceed 40 hours per week. Changing to an overtime exempt status allows the supervisor covering maybe their employee's vacation to maybe flex the following week, so forth or so on. So it gives a little more latitude and flex time and avoiding overtime.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the revised pay grades for the following positions to reflect the change from hourly to overtime exempt status. Senior Transportation Coordinator number 1019 and Community Outreach and Marketing Coordinator number 1027 from grade 10 to grade 10E. Recreation and Education Coordinator number 1004 and Adult Day Service Coordinator number 1007 from grade 11 to grade 11E to be effective March 26, 2017.
Motion?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Clickahan?
And lastly, we had an internal posting for social services coordinator, and after interviewing, did come to the decision to request the promotion of Prima Dykes to the position of social service coordinator. She's had over 20 years' experience in the social service world, multiple positions of supervisory experience, and a lot of fiscal experience as well. So she's the candidate.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the promotion of Rita Dykes to the position of social services coordinator for 1029 to be effective March 26, 2017, at a rate of $20.13 per hour.
Make the motion? Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Clickahan? Commissioner Rea?
Yes, you. Yes, ma'am.
Morning.
Morning.
How we all doing today?
You know.
The temperature was 70, I'd be happy.
I'm happy with this. The first two items are to go out and services. May the advance, April 30th advance, and then we'll try to get it scheduled. The first one's for the annex, it's reoccurring, so that's going on right now. Once I get the votes, they will be prosecuted. See how that goes on. The other one's for the safety center. Present time, we don't have a janitor service down there. They have in-house, whatever we want to call it.
prisoners.
prisoners, trustees, whatever they're called nowadays down there. They usually do it, but the caliber of people that they get in, they don't always have that caliber. They're not trusted to walk around with that section. So, back down there. so-
Currently at the annex, do we have a contract already in place with this
Yes.
current crew?
Yes.
And that's just expiring?
Yes.
And they're,
It's a 3-year, I do 3-year contracts.
Okay.
This way, anything goes wrong or something, it keeps everybody at their toes.
Okay.
And with the safety center, we're just exploring it, we're gonna see how much it's gonna cost. And we're gonna do what we can. Lieutenant down there, he's got one. See. Those are the first two.
Okay.
13, 14, yeah.
The maintenance department is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for janitorial services for Geauga County Safety Center held on Wednesday, April 26, 2017, at 2:00 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on March 30, 2017, April 6, 2017, and on the county website. The maintenance department is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for janitorial services at the Geauga County Courthouse Annex to be held on Wednesday, April 26, 2017, at 2:05 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on March 30, 2017, April 6, 2017, and on the county website.
Got a motion?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Spillier?
What do you have next?
The next one is a change order on increasing the contract for Apex Construction to $3,500. We forgot a wall in there that we wanted to get insulated and a window that we wanted more of a sliding window in there. And the other one was a couple outlets were missing. So with all those are the changes. This will, they're done up there in the construction crew, so these were the change orders. Which comes into about 2% change orders for this project.
And then with the, together with your,
The architect is also, we have 3 more site visits, plus he did a whole bunch of other stuff coming in. The judge changing a couple of things around. As you know, we have a jail cell in there, took that all out, everything. And then there's a couple of things. And we took that out, we had to do some changes done with the engineer. So really worked with them. Actually, we should probably look at probably another $5,000 for him. But the month of talking to him, we came down, we got it down to $1,500. Yeah, the cell was already down, so.
okay, we could do 15, 16.
The maintenance department is requesting the board approve an execute change order number 1, increasing the contract for Apex Construction Management Incorporated for additional changes to the contract for the courthouse basement rehab project in the amount of $3,502.60. The maintenance department is requesting the board approve an execute change order number 1, increasing the contract for LP Architects LLC for field bids during the courthouse basement rehab project in the amount of $1,500.
Got a motion? Yes.
The last one is, brought to you to hire Nicholas Rizzo. Don't know what happened here, so. Never showed up. Sunday report to work. Yeah, never showed up. We left numerous phone messages and everything, so.
How long did you work for us, or?
You
never started? Okay.
Never started.
Okay.
He never showed up the first day.
Okay.
So, left numerous phone calls and.
Yep. Okay.
Show up.
Okay, move on. Number 17.
The maintenance department is requesting the board approve the termination of Nicholas Rizzo maintenance work program for March 13, 2017, due to probationary failure.
Is there a motion?
Commissioner
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
18 and 19.
Commissioner's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 17-040 honoring Noah C. Wilson for achieving Eagle Scout, the highest award of advancement of student honor Boy Scout. Commissioner's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 17-041 honoring Zachary M. Corporal for achieving Eagle Scout, the highest award of advancement of student honor Boy Scout.
Okay, motion?
Second.
Yes. Yes.
It's kind of exciting, actually. We've had a lot of these come through, the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Future leaders.
They're minors, so they need to learn. It's good about that, they're very slow. These are new very.
Yeah, I think it was Noah Wilson did a project right in my backyard at the office there, at the high school.
Yes, that's what this project was.
Is that a roll sign?
Yes.
It was nice, he
Nice.
redid that pond area back there, the observation area, and did a great job. They had to cut through my property to get this bridge in there, and build a bridge. They were working hard back there, for sure.
And
What was the other project?
He did a design and overlooked at the neighborhood apartment.
That's right, that's right. Really impressive, getting everyone orchestrated. Did a great job.
And what was the other one?
Noah's was the.
Okay,
one
both of
that-
them.
that at the school.
Okay.
For the outdoor science lab equipment.
Yep, yep.
That's great. So then, for number 20, there's, commissioners will discuss the recent changes in the law regarding concealed
Printed out
carry.
Each of you copy the information provided initially to include the,
So this is the policy, but
there's information attached as well regarding.
there was a law that recently changed, central women that basically gave the commissioners the opportunity to allow concealed carry in certain buildings, less than 4 buildings, basically. And so we have the opportunity to take the sticker off the door, so to speak, concealed carry units. I had numerous conversations yesterday with various individuals, John Waits from CCAO, with John, what's his last name?
From
Corsar Insurance Company. I talked to Joe Patel yesterday, I talked to the sheriff yesterday regarding their feelings on this. And so it's it's effective shortly. We had the opportunity to make modification. We have there's some flexibility in what we're committed to do. And there's one outstanding question, that is, we can allow the public to conceal carry as one option and not our employees, or we can open it up. There's some question as to if we did that, if there would be a court challenge to that from our employees. So, the policy that we're going to have, it's the second item here, is basically just to bring our policy into conformance with the law. The law says you can't stop somebody from going into a parking lot if they've been locked up or handled properly in the vehicle.
Talking about 2021, right?
Yes.
So like the Cleveland Clinic has always had a policy, you can't go into the parking lot ramp with a gun in your truck or in your glove compartment or whatever. They can't prevent that today. So everybody's allowed to go into whatever facility with a gun, a loaded gun, if you're concealed carry permit holder into a facility for the cases. So the question at hand is, for the commissioners, is there any feeling in terms of what we want to do relative to our buildings and so forth?
To add to that, I mean, we can pick and choose certain buildings also.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be something across the board. Obviously, certain buildings, I think emotions run high. I mean, not to mean that certain people aren't gonna bring a gun into a building if they have, negative purposes, but, I think, maybe JFS, for example, might be a spot where, we consider maybe leaving the sticker up, I don't know, I think we should look at and discuss with each director, kind of get their opinion and take on that also.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true, but the argument is, the common argument.
I know what the argument is.
Hey, somebody could walk in here with a gun.
Oh,
If they
absolutely.
wanted to do harm, and go into JFS and shoot people.
Yeah.
There's nothing preventing a bad guy
But-
from walking in today with a gun.
what I'm saying is.
So it doesn't really, this doesn't change anything.
No.
Other than it gives the people who are employees there the right to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Should something like that happen. We do have a conflict at the fairgrounds. The fairground buildings have a sticker on it. The fairgrounds, you're allowed to open carry, actually concealed carry, open carry, whatever. And the sheriff has always been supportive of that. He's always believed that good guys with a gun walking around the fair are not at risk. And in reality, not that many people care. We can make the change tomorrow, and my guess is that 99% of the folks that commit to not going to concealed carry.
Yeah, I discussed it with the sheriff also. He doesn't have an issue with it at all, across the board. You know, I'm a big gun supporter. I'm a concealed carry owner, permit holder. It's funny, like before I was a commissioner, I know exactly my take on this, but being a commissioner, you do kind of have to take a different approach to it, I think, just looking at it in a different light. You know, I think, you know, for reasons, you know, like in courts and such, obviously there's reason why they have security in place, metal detectors in place to, you know, not allow that stuff in there because of emotions running high. You know, a place like JFS, for example, you know, with child custody things, you know, it's, I don't know if you want to introduce something that doesn't need to be there. You know, if somebody gets emotional quickly, you know, that, you know, instead of throwing a chair, you know, they have a pistol on them, you know.
But they can do that anyway.
Right.
If you've got a bad guy who wants to do.
But even a good guy, you know, but I see both sides of it, the argument, but, you know, I think we should discuss it, you know, or think about it again a little more.
Yeah, I think Ralph's been staying relatively quiet on this. My personal take on it, just for whatever this is worth, is I'm a Second Amendment person. I don't fear good guys with guns. And so, and generally, I have a concealed carry, I don't carry very often. Most people that I know that have concealed carry don't. I mean, just in practicality and practice, I just don't think that that's really much of an issue. So I would have no problem personally allowing the public, who I know and trust because they've gone through concealed carry classes and so on and so forth, to.
What's this additional training that I've heard in schools?
Oh, yeah, there's a.
That sounded
that's
true.
right. That's for an employee. The schools are allowed to do concealed carry for teachers and principals to defend their students. In order for them to do that, they go through this training called FASTER. And so, which is more situational training, so it helps you to deal with, you know, just because somebody's screaming and yelling at you doesn't necessarily mean you need to react violently. So it helps you to understand the, you know, how things escalate and, you know, what your situation happens to be in, and when it may be appropriate. So the teachers and the principals go through that training. Might be something we would consider here for our employees if in fact we decided to go this way. But my mindset on today, as you said, Tim, I wouldn't be in the mood to make a decision today. It's an important discussion we get on the table because I've been asked questions. I've had people come to me, elected officials and others, who have come to me and said, are you going to make a decision? What decision are you going to make? I feel this way, I feel that way. And so it's out there. The law has changed. In the conversations with John Brownlee yesterday, the majority of the counties in the state of Ohio are taking the sticker off the road.
And another big thing that was always a kind of a misnomer was being able to, you know, bring the gun in your vehicle and leaving it locked in your vehicle. There, you know, it used to be able private property owners could make that case saying, you know, no, I don't want that on the property. But now this new, I think what this is saying is this new law is saying that you can have that weapon, you know, anywhere as long as it's locked in your vehicle. I mean, you can't bring it into, you know, private building, and, you know, and I don't know if you can say that, you know, as far as this property as well, too, right? I mean, the employees could have a firearm on them as well in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, the way I understand it.
I mean, that's what this 3.3 is trying to do.
The way I understand the current law is that it gives everybody, it doesn't differentiate between employees and non-employees. And by the way, the law gives our employees the right to carry. It's our personnel policy that will prevent them from carrying, as I understood it from John from the district. So really to a personnel policy, we'd stipulate that we would basically make, and this is what John Lights also, John Lights is a CCAO person, County Commissioners Association. We go to them oftentimes to get their take on things that are going off across the state of Ohio. He happens to be an attorney, plugged into the legislative organization. And so his take, if I understood him correctly, was we make one pronouncement, resolution, that the buildings are open for concealed carry, whichever buildings we choose. And it can't be a court building or any building the court's located. But it's through a personnel policy that we deny our employees the right to carry. So the building is open for concealed carry, but because our personnel policy says they can't carry, then that's how we prevent that. So, I mean, I would suggest we maybe reach out to the other elected officials, have a conversation with them, get their take on it. I've heard from a number, most of whom really don't have an issue with this. There's certain buildings we clearly cannot open up for concealed carry or anything, because we have a right to do it. The courthouse, the annex, which has got the courthouse in it. And so, then it would just be a matter of how do we deal with the JFSs of the world?
So Linda, can you confirm for me, so the number 2021, the revision is just simply striking this one sentence?
Laura also added some language that included ammunition, because ammunition was included in the language of the bill.
Okay, all right. So the tweak, what you're being asked to consider doing today is just to bring our personnel policy in line with what the bill is.
Well, yeah, the law supersedes. Our policy is what it is. It doesn't make any difference whether we change it or didn't change it, because the law supersedes our policy, but from what I believe. But bringing it in line is a smart thing to do. So we can improve the policy because it's in alignment with SB 199. But relative to the other issue, do we open up our buildings to concealed carry? That's still on the table.
So we're gonna table that motion for 21 minutes.
What, 21 is a policy, that's going to take effect regardless, we had a vote on that.
That you can do.
Okay.
It's this whole issue of you're gonna let people carry in buildings, we're not talking about
Okay,
that.
yeah, we're not making a decision on that.
You would just have to
start the
revise it again.
conversation, so. Well, that's the policy.
Linda has a comment.
So,
I would just like to add to your deliberation to remind you that we put these signs on the doors of our buses as well, the transit vehicles. So I don't know if you want to speak to that specifically when you make a decision or not, but currently they do have the stickers on it.
that's an interesting intricacy here. Nobody's ever asked that question, but.
I'm the one that had to find them and buy them.
Thank you, Linda, for your.
No, I have lots of them.
We should have, if they're owned by the commissioners, we should have a little sticker on every county vehicle to,
Well,
by extension.
stop, just stop.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve the revised Geauga County personnel policy signed by page 3.3 firearms policy pursuant to SB 199 with regard to recent changes in law to be effective March 21st, 2017.
Just to be clear,
It's the policy change.
the policy, okay.
The red items in front of you on that page is what, that's just that first page is the only changes that would be made to the.
So that one paragraph where in red, they added the, like, for the ammunition, and then they struck out. that
Okay.
sentence.
Okay. I'll make that
Don't
motion.
turn the page over, because it says we open
Yeah.
all the buildings.
No, no.
Don't worry about it, trust us.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with it. Okay, I make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Gary? How are you?
Good, so.
The first item here is just our annual reporting for USDA for our loans for Parkman and Thompson. That is certifying the list of government agents, the commissioners and the auditor.
All right.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the certified list of governing bodies and contact persons regarding this facility and financial information for the USDA annual reporting requirements.
Make that motion.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Right. Any final one here?
That's just the going to executive session.
So we'll do that at, 10 minutes till 10, and, we'll have, Commissioner Dunn and Cole, myself, Dave, yourself. About the next, okay. All right.
Am I on the record? Aye.
Oh, you're not watching the footballs.
Pardon me?
The way they said it, they were.
Yes, it is, though, so you.